All right, for the first time ever recorded, we're starting the video out with good news. I'm no longer in debt. I have no debt at all. I'm in the positive. I told you we would freaking lock in. And all the people out there saying that I was stupid, saying that I was going downhill, saying that I was on the road to being homeless. Obviously, you were wrong. Obviously, I was in the right, all right? But now that I'm not in debt, I can actually go buy groceries and stuff like that, which is going to be a snowball effect to me locking in. So therefore, if you haven't watched the video, I'm going to link it in the description, or I don't know how to do the title card. It's going to be somewhere in the video. Try to find it. Therefore, gambling is a positive. I advocate for well, I can't say that. Gambling for me was good. So I'm probably going to continue doing it. But yeah, we're going to go get groceries. I'm going to go to the gym and then see where we go from there. I just bought $200 worth of groceries and I still have over $2,000 in the bank, and it's payday tonight. Haven't been able to say that in a while. All right, we're continuing to lock in. Here's the thing, I'm out of debt. I got a lot of stuff done. I went to buy groceries. I lost some gambling, but I mean, I've decided to stop for now. But yeah, I bought groceries, so now we can do a proper cut. I'm already down 2 pounds, I think, around 2 pounds. So that's good. And everybody freaking doubted me. You know, everyone thought it was so funny watching me go to the bottom. I'm on my way back up. I said this since day one. You know, I purposely am putting myself at rock bottom so I can climb back up. And honestly, right now, I'm in a better position than the previous rock bottom. I look back and really, I'm not in that bad of I'm not in that bad of a position. We're actually freaking doing good. This is actually good news. Some good news for once. So we're gonna go work out. It's gonna be chest and arms, my favorite day. Just a bunch of good news. So yeah, I'm gonna cut to the gym. All right, we have pulled into the gym. I just want to clarify a few things before we get into the crazy, awesome, wacky gym edit. So the ramen diet, you know, I know I don't want there to be any plot holes in, you know, the Charlie universe, the Charlie lore. But yeah, I'm freaking done with the ramen diet. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but I freaking gambled my way back out of debt. $1,500, another $1,500. So now, like, I don't actually have to worry about only eating ramen. I was sticking to it though. You know, I was only eating ramen. Like the food that I bought was only ramen. You know, if someone offered to get me food, or if, you know, I was at an event where there was food available, I ate that food. But like the only food that I was eating that I bought was ramen. So yeah, we're done with that crap. And thank goodness we're done with that, because I freaking struggled with the chicken and rice diet. And for some reason I thought it was a good idea to put, you know, financially speaking, it was a good idea. In every other regard, it was not a good idea. I think, first of all, I would have quit. I would have been miserable, and which I guess is the whole point. But so I guess it would have served its purpose. But also, like I said, I stuck to that. Like I stayed true to my word. You know, let's just say, pardon my French, the ramen diet is not good for your digestive system. We'll just say that. With that being said, you know, looking back at the solitary confinement video that I made, I recorded it a long time ago. I posted it not too long ago. You know, whenever I was saying I need to put myself at rock bottom, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm like at rock bottom anymore. I think I'm actually doing pretty well. I think if it were point A, point B, I think I'm like, I don't think I'm at point B, but I think I'm definitely past point A. I think I'm like level 2. But all the stuff I said in the video, like I used to look back and think, this guy is an idiot. Like, why is he doing this? And I kind of missed that era. But now I realize that I was right. The version of me that you're looking at right now, that's staring back at you, that was necessary. This is necessary for the future version of me. I think that if I listened to everybody and I started at the position where I was at, and I didn't, you know, lower myself, you know, so that I could climb up higher, I think that, you know, I would have definitely been in a better position. But I think the only thing that I would have had going for me, you know, was the gym. So, I mean, looking back, if I had the option to press a button and go back into that position, I probably wouldn't push the button. I probably, I'd do it all over again. I think that the journey has been absolutely insane. My financial situation would have been worse than it is now. Like I said, the only thing I would have had going for me is the gym. Like I said, looking back, I used to miss that era, but whenever I rewatch some of the stuff that I said, it made me realize that I wasn't in that good of a position. I think that the only good thing that I had going for me was my physique. In like the solitary confinement video, at least. I actually think in a lot of regards, I'm actually doing better now than I was back then. I think that the only difference is like, I look a little worse. But with that being said, all the stuff that I've put myself through in the last few months, or however long it's been, have actually indirectly helped me progress. Talking about this, the state that I'm in right now specifically, I think that if I didn't go through these stupid diets, if I didn't, put myself into debt, if I never stopped going to the gym, I think that I probably would have been in a worse position. Because like I said in the video, if you can recall, I was living in a state of comfortability. I could have literally done whatever I wanted. The fact that I could have just, flown to Papua New Guinea, it didn't help me in the ways that I expected. Because I did all those things, it made me realize, how much I actually miss the normal stuff. So whenever I put myself on the chicken and rice diet, and the ramen diet actually freaking broke me, it made me realize okay, I actually miss normal food. And I haven't gotten a thing of groceries since the chicken and rice diet. Once the chicken and rice diet hit, I stopped getting normal groceries. And whenever the ramen diet hit, I actually wanted to lose weight, but it's difficult whenever each pack of ramen's 500 calories. So, I probably could have made it work, but it, kind of forced me to get into a state where I was excited to eat normal food. And that was the whole point of what I did, was I wanted to put myself so low. The normal that I was used to got me excited again. I'm not severely out of shape, but let's say at one point, it was a little, we'll just say it was a little difficult to tie my shoes without, being out of breath. We'll just say that. Also, another thing, before I forget, each video, or I haven't done this in a while, but there's been a lot of videos where I'll say holy cow, we've gotten 5 subscribers. Holy cow, we have 10 subscribers. Holy cow, we have 15, whatever. Guess what? We have 41 subscribers. Holy freaking cow. At this rate, I think tomorrow I'm going to quit my job and become a full-time YouTuber. Holy cow. I might as well. I'm going freaking viral. Not necessarily, actually. But, that's pretty freaking crazy. With all that being said, the overall thing that I want, that I want to mention is that, I think we're past rock bottom. I think we're almost back to my original mentality, in a better position overall. There's still some stuff, that probably isn't good. But overall, not the worst I could be doing. The reason I've been doing this is so that I can showcase the journey back up to the top. That was the original idea. And I kind of got lost in the bottom, but now we're on level 2. Now it's going to start getting interesting again. Let's go work out.
Even if you can barely hold on, you have to keep climbing. Don't ever stop! That battle is yours, and yours alone! Now go! Carry the souls of those you killed with you! Fight your true battle until the bitter end! Fight to become something beyond a monster! A true warrior!
Sorry to scare you. I just got done with the gym. I reviewed the footage. That pump was probably one of the better ones I've seen in a while. Sorry it was in the dark, but everywhere was full. And, you know, didn't want to take off my shirt in the middle of the gym when people are there. Didn't want to take off my shirt in the bathroom when someone's using the urinal, etc. But anyways, I mean, I think that kind of stands as proof as to where I'm at. Another thing, I went up on my bench mat. Well, not my all-time best, but my best recent rep max on bench. I got 4. And if you guys saw, on the 4th rep, I struggled. Like, it looked like I paused. Well, in my head, it felt like I paused. It might have looked pretty quick on the video. But I paused for a little bit, and like you can kind of see me look over. And I was trying to see, like, can I rack it now? And whenever I realized I couldn't freaking rack it, I was like, all right, I got to lock in. And I took a second, I paused, and I finished the rep. So we got the 4th rep. So we're actually moving up. So like I said, to all the people doubting me, to all the people saying that I was like a lost cause, do you know who you're talking to? Really? You forgot you forgot who I am. You forgot the numbers that I put up back in my prime. You know, and the thing is, I chose to get out of my prime. I chose to put myself in this position. You know, if you were in this position, you wouldn't know what to do. But guess what? I'm going back up. You know, they say if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. I let go of my prime. My prime's coming back. Guess what? I was meant to be the best version of myself I can possibly be. It's not in my storyline to stay at the bottom. Anyways, here's something a little off topic. Somebody made a video about me. They're continuing the solitary confinement documentary. I think that's what I called it, solitary confinement. But here's a couple clips from that.
This is night 1 of the official lock-in. Haven't shaved, need a haircut.
Big things that I've learned from Charlie. It'll always get worse, no matter what you do. This most recent video, he gambles his money, $300 in debt, and he makes $5K. If that's not like the greatest pro gambling story of all time, I don't know what is. Number 2 lesson I learned from Charlie, gamble.
One of the things he mentioned was that watching me go downhill kind of inspired him. So, you know, I'm happy that, you know, my struggles, my stress, you know, my downhill spiral inspired you to go up. And hopefully, you know, you can continue the project in the direction that I was wanting. I'll put the link in the description for you to watch. Beware to the creator of the video. I don't have like a horde of people that are watching mine. So if you're getting like the backwash from, you know, my videos, me putting the link in the description probably won't do much. But it's the gesture that counts. You know, it's the intentions behind it. Anyways, we're gonna continue moving up. Stay tuned for the next. Wait, how do I end videos? I don't know how to end a video. We're ending the video.